so were you. Time stood still, and love was all we knew. You were the first, so was I. Made love and then you cried. Remember when? Remember when we vowed the vows and walked the walk and gave our hearts? Made the start and it was hard. We lived and learned life through curves. There was joy, there was hurt. Remember when? Remember when old ones died and new were born? Life was changed, disassembled, rearranged. We came together, fell apart, and broke each other's hearts. Remember when? My band of Stray Horns, y'all. That's a good bunch of guys. Remember when the sound of little feet was amusing? We danced to week, brought back the love. We found trust, vowed we'd never give it up. Remember when? Remember when 30 seems so old now, looking back. It's just a stepping stone to where we are, where we've been. Said we'd do it all again. Remember when? Remember when? We said when we turn gray, when the children grow up and move away, we won't be sad, we'll be glad for all the life we've had. And we'll remember when. Remember when. Remember when.
Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared neath the stars above, and for a moment all the world was right. But how could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now, 'cause I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Oh, sweet. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the day. And holding you, I held everything for a moment. Wasn't I the king? For and only know how the king would fall. Hey, who's to say? You know I might have changed it all. And now that I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Oh, our lives, they're better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the day.
Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. You have made me what I am, and I am yours. My love, there's so many ways I want to say I love you. Let me hold you in my arms forevermore. You have gone and made me such a fool, and I'm so lost in your love. Whoa, we belong together. Won't you believe in my soul? Lady, for so many years I thought I'd never find you. You have come into my life and made me whole. Forever, let me wake to see you each and every morning. Let me hear you whisper softly in my ear. And in my eyes, I see no one else but you. There's no other love like I love. And yes, oh yes, I'll always want you near me. I've waited for you for so long. Lady, your love's the only love I need. Beside me is where I want you to be. 'Cause my love, there's something I want you to know. You're the love of my life. You're my lady.
gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. We laid rubber on the Georgia asphalt. We got a little crazy, but we never got caught. Down by the river on a Friday night, pyramid of cans in the pale moonlight. Talking about cars and dreaming about women. Never had a plan, just a living for the minute. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living and a little about love. Well, we fogged up the windows in my old Chevy. I was willing, but she wasn't ready. So I settled for a burger and a great snow cone. Dropped her off early, but I didn't go home. Down by the river on a Friday night, a pyramid of cans in the pale moonlight. Talking about cars and dreaming about women. Never had a plan, just a living for the minute. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living and a little about love. Yeah. On the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. We laid rubber on the Georgia asphalt. We got a little crazy, but we never got caught. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living and a little about love. A lot about living and a little about love.
In the morning, not a soul in sight. The city's looking like a ghost town on a moonlit summer night. The raindrops on the windshield, there's a storm moving in. He's heading back from somewhere that he never should have been. And the thunder rolls, and the thunder rolls. Every light is burning in a house across town. She's pacing by the telephone in her faded flannel gown, asking for a miracle, hoping she's not right, praying it's the weather that's kept him out all night. And the thunder rolls, thunder rolls, the thunder rolls, and the lightning strikes. Another love grows cold on a sleepless night as the storm blows all out of control. Deep in her heart, the thunder rolls. Waiting by the window when he pulls into the drive. She rushes out to hold him, thankful he's alive. but on the wind and rain a strange new perfume blows, and the lightning flashes in her eyes, and he knows that she knows, and the thunder rolls, and the thunder rolls. The thunder rolls, and the lightning strikes. Another love grows cold on a sleepless night, as the storm blows on out of control. Deep in her heart, the thunder rolls.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns staring at the darkness out the window till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made my life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. And if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. Then the night deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold it, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Now every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, faded off to sleep. Then somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I can keep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold it, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
Say some vows, spread their wings, settle down to just what they need, living on love. She don't care about what's in style. She just likes the way you smile. It takes more than marble and tile, living on love. You're living on love, buying on time. Without somebody loving ain't worth a dime. It's like an old-fashioned storybook of rhyme, living on love. It sounds simple, it's what you're thinking. But love can walk through fire without blinking. And it doesn't take much till you get enough, living on love. Oh, come on, Phil, man. Two old people out in Frank, children gone, still they sing, side by side in that front porch swing, living on love. He can't see anymore, she can barely sweep the floor. Hand in hand they'll walk through that door, just living on love. Living on love, buying on time. Without somebody, nothing ain't worth a dime. It's like an old-fashioned storybook of rhyme, living on love. It sounds simple, it's what you're thinking. But love can walk through fire without blinking. And it doesn't take much when you get enough, living on love. Oh, it doesn't take much when you get enough, just living on love.
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in booze and ruined your black tie affair. The last one to know, the last one to show, I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. And I toasted you and said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I've got friends in low places. Guess I was wrong, I just don't belong with them. I've been there before, and everything's alright. I'll just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door. Hey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene, just give me an hour and then I'll be as high as that ivory tower that you're living on. Now I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. so I've got friends in low places. I've got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I've got friends in low places. I've got friends in low places.
Baby, when I met you, there was peace unknown. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside. There was something going on. You do something to me that I can't explain. Hold me closer and I feel no pain. Every beat of my heart, we got something going on. Tender love is blind, it requires a dedication. All this love we feel need no conversation. We ride it together, making love with each other. Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other. From one lover to another.
I can't live without you if the love is gone. Everything is nothing if you've got no one, and we just walk in the night, slowly losing sight of the real thing. But that won't happen to us, and we got no doubt. Too deep in love, and we got no way out, and the message is clear. This could be the year for the real thing. No more will you cry, baby, I will hurt you never. We start and end as one, in love forever. We can ride it together, making love with each other.
bitty house and a little bitty yard, little bitty dog and a little bitty car. It's alright to be little bitty, a little hometown or a big old city. Might as well share, might as well smile. Life goes on for a little bitty while. Little bitty baby and a little bitty gown, it'll grow up in a little bitty town. Big yellow bus, a little bitty book. It all started with a little bitty look. It's alright to be little bitty, a little hometown or a big old city. Might as well share, might as well smile. Life goes on for a little bitty while. Know you got a job and a little bitty check, a six-pack of beer and a television set. Little bitty world goes around and around, a little bit of silence and a little bit of sound. A good old boy and a pretty little girl start all over in the little bitty world. A little bitty plan and a little bitty dream. It's all part of a little bitty scheme. But it's alright to be little bitty, a little hometown or a big old city. Might as well share, might as well smile. Life goes on for a little bitty while. It's alright to be little bitty, a little hometown or a big old city. Might as well share, might as well smile. Life goes on for a little bitty while. Sometimes late at night I lie awake and watch her sleeping. She's lost in peaceful dreams, so I turn out the lights and lay there in the dark. And the thought crosses my mind, I never wake up in the morning. Would she ever doubt the way I feel about her in my heart? If tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I loved her? And did I try in every way to show her every day that she's my only one? And if my time on earth was through and she must face this world without me, is the love I gave her in the past gonna be enough to last if tomorrow never comes? 'Cause I've lost loved ones in my life who never knew how much I loved them. Now I live with the regret that my true feelings for them never were revealed. So I made a promise to myself to say each day how much she means to me. and avoid that circumstance where there's no second chance to tell her how I feel. 'Cause if tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I loved her? And did I try in every way to show her every day that she's my only one? And if my time on earth were through, and she must face this world without me, is the love I gave her in the past gonna be enough to last if tomorrow never comes? If tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I love her? Did I try in every way to show her every day that she's my only one? And if my time on earth were through, she must face this world without me, is the love I gave her in the past gonna be enough to last if tomorrow never comes? So tell that someone that you love just what you're thinking of if tomorrow never comes.
I know it's late, I know you're weary, and I know your plans don't include me. Still here we are, both of us lonely, longing for shelter from all that we see. Why should we worry? No one will care, girl. Look at the stars now, they're so far away. We've got tonight, who needs tomorrow? We've got tonight, babe, why don't we stay?
Deep in my soul, I've been so lonely. All of my hopes faded away, and I long for love just like everyone else does. I know I'll keep searching even after today.
So here we are now, both of us lonely,
And here we are, baby. What do you say?
we've got tonight, who needs tomorrow?
We got tonight, babe.
Why don't we stay? I know it's late and I know you're weary, and I know your plans don't include me.
Oh, but still here we are, both of us lonely,
Both of us lonely. We've got tonight,
Who needs tomorrow?
let's make it last.
Let's find a way.
Turn out the light.
Oh, come take my hand now. We've got tonight, babe.
Why don't we stay? We've got tonight, babe. Why don't we
stay?
Be my guest, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Dan. Sun is hot and that old clock is moving slow. So am I. Workday passes like molasses in wintertime. Hey, but it's July. Getting paid by the hour, owed by the minute. All just pushed me over the limit. Like to call him something. Think I'll just call it a day. And pour me something tall and strong. Make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. This lunch break is gonna take all afternoon and half the night. Tomorrow morning I know they'll be hell to pay. Hey, but that's alright. I ain't had a day off now in over a year. This Jamaican vacation's gonna start right here. If the phone's for me, you can tell them I just sailed away. And pour me something tall and strong. Make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I can pay off my tab, pour myself in a cab, and be back to work before 2. At a moment like this, I can't help but wonder, what would Jimmy Buffett do?
Funny you should ask, Alan. I'd say, pour me something tall and strong. Make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. Pour me something tall and strong. Make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't know.
He don't care.
I don't care. Never did. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. All right, it's 5 o'clock in Indiana, I think.
All night long.
All night long. Yeah, we're going to Margaritaville, too. You've been to Margaritaville, haven't you?
Yes, sir. I've been there.
I've seen your boat there.
I've been to Margaritaville and stumbled home a few times.
Just try to keep that thing between the navigational beacons, will you?
Right there between the buoys, man. I heard.
All right, it's 5 o'clock. Let's go somewhere, Alan.
Let's get out of here. I'm ready.
Let's go.
I'll call you.
Just the other night, at a hometown football game, my wife and I ran into my old high school flame. And as I introduced them, the past came back to me, and I couldn't help but think of the way things used to be. She was the one that I had wanted for all time, and each night I'd spend praying that God would make her mine. And if He'd only grant me this wish I'd wish back then, I'd never ask for anything again.
Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. Remember when you're talking to the man upstairs, that just because he doesn't answer doesn't mean he don't care. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. She wasn't quite the angel that I remembered in my dreams, and I could tell the time had changed me. In her eyes too it seemed. We tried to talk about the old days. There wasn't much we could recall. I guess the Lord knows what He's doing after all. And as she walked away, I looked at my wife, and then and there I thanked the good Lord for the gifts in my life. Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. Remember when you're talking to the man upstairs, that just because he may not answer doesn't mean he don't care. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered. Some of God's greatest gifts are all too often unanswered. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers.
Everyone considered him the coward of the county. He never stood one single time to prove the county wrong. His mama called him Tommy, the folks just called him Yellow. Something always told me they were reading Tommy wrong. He was only 10 years old, my daddy died. I took care of Tommy, 'cause he was my brother's son. I still recall the final words my brother said, son, my life is over, but yours has just begun. Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble if you can. Now it don't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek, and I hope you're old enough to understand. Son, you don't have to fight to be a man. The Gatlin boys just laughed at him when he walked into the bar room. One of them got up, met him halfway across the floor. Tommy left the bar room, not a Gatlin boy was standing. Said, this one's for Becky, as he watched the last one fall. And I heard him say, I promised you, Dad, not to do the things you've done. I'll walk away from trouble when I can. Now please don't think I'm weak, I couldn't turn the other cheek. Papa, I sure hope you understand. Sometimes you gotta fight when you're a man. Everyone considered him a coward of the county.
I'll bring a couple of country boys out here to help me sing it. Excuse me, ma'am, saw you walking, I turned around. I'm not a stalker. Where you going? Maybe I can help you. My tank is full, I'd be obliged to take you. 'Cause I'm a country boy, a four-wheel drive. Climb in my bed, I'll take you for a ride. Up city streets, down country roads. I can get you where you need to go. 'Cause I'm a country boy. Take you through the 5 speeds, wind it up or I can slow it way down. In the woods or right uptown. 'Cause I'm a country boy, got a 4-wheel drive. Climb in my bed, I'll take you for a ride. Up city streets, down country roads. I can get you where you need to go. 'Cause I'm a country boy. The music, the tone gets real good. Let me know when we're getting close. Slide on out or we can head on down the road. 'Cause I'm a country boy, got a 4-wheel drive. Climb in my bed, I'll take you for a ride. Up city streets, down country roads. I can get you where you need to go. 'Cause I'm a country boy. Soft as babies do, but knocking hubs to take you through a deep run. 'Cause I'm a country boy, got a 4-wheel drive. Climb in my bed, I'll take you for a ride. Up city streets, down winding roads. Yeah, I can get you where you need to go. 'Cause I'm a country boy, got a 4-wheel drive. Climb in my bed, and I'll take you for a ride. Up city streets, down country roads. Yeah, I can get you where you need to go. I'm a country boy. Yeah, I'm a country boy. Yeah, we're all nice little country boys. Yeah, we're just country boys. Yeah.
O'clock on Friday evening, mama doesn't know she's leaving till she hears the screamer slamming, rubber squealing, gears are jamming. Local country station just a blaring on the radio. Pick him up at 7 and they're heading to the rodeo. Mama's on the front porch screaming out her warning, girl, you better get your red head back in bed before the morning. O'clock the show is in, but the fun is just beginning. She knows he's anticipating, but she's gonna keep him waiting. Grab a bite to eat and then they're heading to the honky-tonk. But loud crowds and line dancing just ain't what they really want. Drive out to the boondocks and park down by the creek, yeah, where it's George Strait and relate and dancing cheek to cheek. Ain't going down till the sun comes up, ain't giving in till they get enough. Go around the world in a pickup truck. Sun comes up. Wine and dancing, midnight starts a hard romancing. 1 o'clock that truck is rocking, 2 is coming, still no stopping. Break to check the clock at 3, they're right on where they wanna be. And 4 o'clock get up to go, and 5 o'clock that rooster's crowing. pickup truck. Ain't going down till the sun comes up. 6 o'clock on Saturday, her folks don't know he's on his way. The stalls are clean, the horse is fed. They say she's grounded till she's dead. Well, here he comes around the bend, slowing down, she's jumping in. Hey, mom, your daughter's gone, there they go again. Sun comes up, they ain't giving in till they get enough. Going around the world in a pickup truck. Ain't going down till the sun comes up.
Painted red, stripe was white, it was 18 feet from the bow of the stern light. Second hand from a dealer in Atlanta, I rode up with Daddy when he went there to get her. Put on a shine, put on a motor, built out of love, made for the water. Ran her for years till the transom got rotten. A piece of my childhood never be forgotten. It was just an old plywood boat, 75 Johnson electric choke. Young boy, two hands on the wheel. I can't replace the way it made me feel. And I would turn a sharp knife, make it wine. He'd say, you can't beat the way you know it both rides. Just a little late across the Alabama line, but I was king of the ocean when Daddy let me drive. I'm growing up now, 3 daughters of my own. I let them drive my old Jeep across the pasture at our home. Maybe one day they'll reach back in their file and pull out that old memory and think of me and smile and say, it's just an old worn-out Jeep, a rusty old floor, hot on my feet. A young girl, 2 hands on the wheel, I can't replace her with, made me feel it. He say, turn it left, steer it right, straighten up, girl, now you're doing just fine. Just a little valley by the river where we'd ride, but I was high on a mountain, and Daddy let me ride.
His eyes are cold and restless, his wounds have almost healed. And she'd give half a Texas just to change the way you feel. Well, she knows his love's in Tulsa, and she knows he's gonna go. Well, it ain't no woman, flesh and blood, it's that damned old rodeo. Oh, well, it's bulls and blood, it's a dust and mud, it's the roar of a Sunday crowd. It's the white in his knuckles, the gold in the buckle, he'll win the next go round. It's boots and shafts, it's cowboy hats, it's spurs and let it go. It's the ropes and the reins and the joy and the pain, and they call the thing a rodeo. She does her best to hold him when his love comes to call, but his need for it controls him, and her back's against the wall. And it's so long, girl, I'll see you when it's time for him to go. You know the woman wants her cowboy like he wants his rodeo. Oh, well, it's bulls and blood, it's a dust and mud, it's the roar of a Sunday crowd. It's the white in the knuckles, the gold in the buckle, he'll win the next go round. It's boots and shafts, it's cowboy hats, it's spurs and let it go. It's the ropes and the rain and the joy and the pain, and they call the thing a rodeo. It'll drive a cowboy crazy, it'll drive a man insane, and he'll sell off everything he owns just to pay to play her game. And a broken home and some broken bones is all he'll have to show for all the years that he spent chasing this dream they call rodeo. Oh, well, it's bulls and blood, it's a dust of mud, it's the roar of a Sunday crowd. It's the white in the knuckles, the gold in the buckle, he'll win the next go round. It's boots and shafts, it's cowboy hats, it's spurs and let it go. It's the ropes and the reins and the joy and the pain, and they call the thing a rodeo. It's the broncs and the blood, it's the steers in the mud, and they call the thing rodeo. Wow, wow.
All my life was a paper, once plain, pure and white, till you moved with your pen, changing moods now and then, till the balance write some music. Every note was in place, and anybody could see all the changes in me by the look on my face. And you decorated my life, created a world where dreams are apart. By painting your love all over my heart, you decorated my life. Like a rhyme with no reason in an unfinished song. There was no harmony, life meant nothing to me until you came along. And you brought out the colors. What a gentle surprise. Now I'm able to see all the things life can be, shining bright in your eyes. Decorated my life, created a world where dreams are apart. Oh, and you decorated my life by painting your love all over my heart. You decorated my life.
Cowboys don't cry, and heroes don't die, and good always wins again and again. And love is a sweet dream that always comes true. Oh, if life were like movies, I'd never be blue. But here in the real world, it's not that easy at all. 'Cause when hearts get broken, it's real tears that fall. Darling, it's sad but true. The one thing I've learned from you is how the boy don't always get the girl here in the real world. I gave you my love, that wasn't enough to hold your heart when times got rough. Tonight on that cell
watching the news when this fella came on the TV. He said, I'm telling you that science has proven that heartaches are healed by the sea. Well, that got me going without even knowing, and I backed right up and drove down. Now I'm on a roll and I swear to my soul, tonight I'm gonna paint this town. So bring me 2 pina coladas. I want one for each hand. Let's set sail with Captain Morgan. Oh, but never leave dry land. Hey, troubles, I forgot 'em. I buried 'em in the sand. So bring me 2 pina coladas. She said goodbye to her good timing man. Goodbye. Oh, now I've got to say that the wind and the waves and the moon winking down at me eases my mind by leaving behind the heartaches that love often brings. I've got a smile that goes on for miles with no inclination to roam. And I've got to say that I think I've got to stay, 'cause this is feeling more and more like home. So bring me 2 pina coladas. I gotta have one for each hand. Let's set sail with Captain Morgan. Oh, but never leave dry land. Hey, troubles, I forgot 'em. I buried 'em in the sand. So bring me 2 pina coladas. She said goodbye to her good timing man. Bring, I'm taking it for next time. Hey, 2 pina coladas. Yeah, I want one for each hand. Let's all set sail with Captain Morgan. Oh, never leave dry land. Those troubles, I forgot 'em. Troubles, I forgot 'em. I buried 'em in the sand. Buried her in the sand. So bring me 2 pina coladas and say hello to her good timing man. Bring me 2 pina coladas. I've gotta have one for each hand. Let's all set sail with Captain Morgan, and we'll never leave dry land. Hey, troubles.
While she lay sleeping, I stay out late at night and play my song. And sometimes all those nights can seem so long. And it's good when I finally make it home, all alone, while she lays dreaming. I try to get undressed without the lights. Then quietly she says, how was your night? And I come to her and say, it was all right. And I hold her tight. And she believes in me. I'll never know just what she sees in me. I told her someday, if she was my girl, I could change the world with my little song. I was wrong, but she has faith in me, and so I'll go on trying faithfully. And who knows special night, if my song is right, I can find a way while she lays waiting. I stumble to the kitchen for a bite, and I see my old guitar in the night, just waiting for me like a secret friend. And there's no wind while she lays crying. I fumble with a melody or two, and I'm torn between the things that I should do. She says to wake her up when I am through. God, her love is true. And she believes in me. I'll never know just what she sees in me. I told her someday if she was my girl, I could change the world with my little song. I was wrong, but she has faith in me, and so I'll go on trying faithfully. And who knows, maybe on some special night, if my song is right, I can find a way while she lays, while she waits for me.
He's just a singer, a natural born guitaring. He's kind of a clinger to sad old songs. He's not a walk behind. He's a new note finder. His name's a reminder of a blues man that's already gone. So he started drinking, took some things and messed up his thinking. He was sure sick. She came along. He was alone in the spotlight, not too much left inside. She changed all that one night. She sang him this song. Hey baby, I love you. Hey baby, I need you. Hey baby, you ain't got to prove to me you're some kind of macho man. You wasted so much of your life running through the dark night. Let me shine a little love light down on that blues man. All the things they said he was needing, he used to keep on pleasing. all of his fans. He got cuffed on dirt roads. He got sued over no shows. She came and took all that old load down off that blues man. He sang, hey baby, I love you too. Hey baby, I need you. Hey baby, I do get tired of this traveling band. I'm over 40 years old now. Nights would be cold now if you hadn't stuck it out with this blues man. He's over 40 years old now. Nights would be so cold now if she hadn't hung around for that blues man.
I'm shameless when it comes to loving you. I'll do anything you want me to. I'll do anything at all. And I'm standing here for all the world to see. Oh, baby, that's what's left of me. Don't have very far to fall.
You know now I'm not a man who's ever been insecure about the world I've been living in. I don't break easy, I have my pride, but if you need to be satisfied, I'm shameless. Well, honey, I don't have a prayer. Every time I see you standing there, I go down upon my knees, and I'm jaded. Swore I'd never compromise on, but you convinced me otherwise. I'll do anything, please. You see, in all my life, I've never found what I couldn't resist, what I couldn't turn down. I can walk away from anyone I ever knew, but I can't walk away from you. I have never let anything have this much control over me. I work too hard to call my life my own, and I've made myself a world, and it's worked so perfectly. But it's your world now, I can't refuse. I've never had so much to lose. Oh, I'm shameless. It shouldn't be easy for a man who's strong to say he's sorry or admit when he's wrong. I never lost anything I ever missed, but I've never been in love like this. It's out of my hands, I'm shameless. I don't have a power now, I don't want it anyhow, so I gotta let it go.
He works hard to give her all he thinks she wants. A 3-car garage and her own credit card. He slips in late and wakes her up with a kiss goodnight. If he could only read her mind, she'd say, buy me a rose, call me from work, open a door for me, what would it hurt? Show me you love me by the look in your eyes. These are the little things I need the most in my life. Now the days turn into years of feeling all alone. She can't help but wonder what she's doing wrong. Lately she tried the more that he sees. This is a story of you and me. So I bought you a rose on the way home from work to open the door to a heart that I hurt. And I hope you notice by the look in my eyes, I'm gonna make things right for the rest of your life. Rest of your life. And I'm gonna hold you tonight. Do all those little things for the rest of your life. And I'm gonna hold you tonight.
Midnight in Montgomery, Silver Eagle, lonely road. Just on my way to Mobile for a big New Year's Eve show. Stop for just a minute, see a friend outside of town. As I collar up, I found his name and felt the wind die down. And a drunk man in a cowboy hat took me by surprise, wearing shiny boots, a nudie suit, and haunted eyes. He said, friend, it's good to see you. It's nice to know you care. The wind picked up, he was gone, but was he ever really there? 'Cause it's midnight in Montgomery, and just hear that whippoorwill to see the stars light up the purple sky and feel that lonesome chill. 'Cause when the wind is right, you hear his song, smell whiskey in the air. Midnight in Montgomery, he's always singing there. Well, I climbed back on that eagle, took one last look around. Through red tail lights, the shadow moves slow across the ground. And off somewhere, a midnight train is slowly passing by. I could hear that whistle moaning. I'm so lonesome I could cry. 'Cause it's midnight in Montgomery, and just hear that whippoorwill to see the stars light up the purple sky. Hank's always singing there.
I spent last night in the arms of a girl in Louisiana. And though I'm out on the highway, my thoughts are still with her. Such a strange combination of a woman and a child. Such a strange situation, stopping every 100 miles, calling Baton Rouge. A replay of last night's events roll through my mind, except a scene or two erased by sweet red wine. And I see a truck
stop sign ahead, so I change lanes. I need a cup of coffee and a couple dollars change, calling Baton Rouge. Operator, won't you put me on through? I gotta send my love down to Baton Rouge. Hurry up, won't you put her on the line? I gotta talk to the girl just one more time. Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I'll spend my money up right down to my last dime. Oh, and Baton Rouge. Operator, won't you put me on through? I gotta send my love down to Baton Rouge. Hurry up, won't you put her on the line? I gotta talk to the girl just one more time. Go in Baton Rouge, sweet Baton Rouge, my Baton Rouge.
There are no words to say what I feel in my heart. And you're on my mind night and day. And it hurts me when we're apart and you're not here by my side. There is nothing in this world for me. I guess I'm crazy, crazy for you, can't you see? And although you may think I'm crazy, this is where I'll always be. I will always need your love. Oh, I can see every dream when I look in your eyes. Though things never are what they seem, there is one thing that I realize, that there's no doubt in my mind. We can make this love go on forever. I guess I'm crazy, crazy for you, can't you see? And although you may think I'm crazy, this is where I'll always be. And I need you with me, 'cause you are the dream that finally came true for me. And all my life there'll be no one. If I looked all my life, there could be no one else. For the rest of my life, all I need.
Don't rock the jukebox, wanna hear some Jones. My heart ain't ready for the rolling rocking since my baby's gone. Don't rock the jukebox, play me a country song. Before you drop that quarter, keep one thing in mind. You got a heartbroken hillbilly standing here in line. Been down and lonely ever since she left. Before you punch that number, but I'll make one request. Don't rock the jukebox, wanna hear some Jones. My heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stones. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. Don't rock the jukebox, play me a country song. I'll play them a little country music over here. Rock and roll. When your heart's been broken, you need a song that's slow. There ain't nothing like a steel guitar found in memory. Before you spend your money, baby, play a song for me. Don't rock the jukebox, I wanna hear George Jones. My heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stones. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. Don't rock the jukebox, play me a country song. You don't rock the jukebox, play me a country song. All night long.
You know, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows, and the dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes, trying to learn from what's behind you, never knowing what's in store, makes each day a constant battle just to stay between the shore. But I will sail my vessel on till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky, I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Many times we stand aside, let the water slip away. What we put off till tomorrow, it is now become today. So don't you sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance that time. I will sail my vessel, sing with us, till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky, I'll never reach my destination. No, if I never try, so I will sail my vessel until the river runs dry. There's bound to be rougher waters
And I know I'll take some balls with the good Lord as my captain. I can make it through them all, and I will sail my vessel. Here we go! Till the river runs dry like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Lord, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry.
In a bar in Toledo, across from the deep, on a bar stool she took off her ring. I thought I'd get closer, so I walked on over. I sat down and asked her her name. When the drinks finally hit her, she said, I'm no quitter, but I finally quit living dreams. I'm hungry for laughter, and here ever after, I'm after whatever the other life brings. In the mirror I saw him, and I closely watched him. I thought how he looked out of place. He came to the woman who sat there beside me. He had a strange look on his face. Now his big hands were calloused. He looked like a mountain. For a minute I thought I was dead. But he started shaking, his big heart was breaking, and he turned to the woman and said, you picked a fine time to leave me, Lucy. Oh, so now you want to sing. Okay, why don't you guys just rest up for a minute? I know how tiring that must have been to you. And for God's sakes, quit swaying. I mean, can you sit perfectly still all night, and I start this song, and everybody in here goes. You look like a room full of Ray Charles. You got the right one, baby! After he left us, I ordered more whiskey. I thought how she'd made him look small. And from the lights of the barroom to a rented hotel room, we walked without talking at all. Now she was a beauty, but when she came to me, she must have thought I'd lost my mind. 'Cause I couldn't hold her, the words that he told her kept coming back time after time. You're gonna sing it, sing it. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucy. Much better with 4 hungry children. 4 hungry children, cups and I've had some bad times. I've had some bad times. Lived through some sad times. This time the hurt won't heal. Everybody in the back, you picked a fine time really loud. You picked a fine time. One last time, everybody all together now. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucy.
playing at a room on the strip for 10 years in Vegas. Every night she looks in a mirror, she only ages. And she's been reading about Nashville and all the records that everybody's buying. Says I'm a simple girl myself, grew up on Long Island. So she packs her bag to try her hand. Says this might be my last chance. She's gone country. Oh, look at them boots. She's gone country. But back to her roots. She's gone country. A new kind of suit. She's gone country. Yes, she comes. Well, the folks say he's dead, but he's holding out in the village. He's been writing songs, speaking out against wealth and privilege. He said, I don't believe in money, but a man could make him a killing. Some of that stuff don't sound much different than Dylan. Yeah, I hear down there, it's changed, you see. They're not as backward as they used to be. He's gone country. Look at them boots. He's gone country. Look back to his roots. He's gone country. A new kind of suit. He's gone country. Yeah, he comes. He commutes to L.A., but he's got a house in the valley. But the bills are piling up, the pop scene just ain't on a rally. He says, honey, I'm a serious composer, schooled in voice and composition. With the crime in the small these days, this ain't no place for children. Lord, it sounds so easy, it shouldn't take long. Be back into money in no time at all. He's gone country. Look at them boots. He's gone country. Back to his roots. He's gone country. A new kind of suit. He's gone country. Yeah, he comes. Talk. He's gone country. Back to his roots. He's gone country. Oh, look at them boots. He's gone country. Yeah, he's gone country. Everybody's gone country. Yeah, we're gone country. The whole world's gone country. Yeah, we gone now.
Papa drove a truck nearly all his life. You know it drove Mama crazy being a trucker's wife. The part she couldn't handle was being alone. I guess she needed more to hold than just a telephone. Papa called Mama each and every night just to ask her how she was and if his kids were alright. Mama would wait for that call to come in, and when Daddy hung up, she was gone again. Mama was a lovely, Lord, how she shined. Papa was a good one, but the jealous kind. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved me. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pen. picture in the paper showed the scene real well. Papa's rig was buried in the local motel. The desk clerk said he saw it all real clear. And then hit the brakes and he was shifting gears. Mama was a looker, Lord, how she shined. Papa was a good one, but the jealous kind. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved man. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pen.
You've painted up your lips and rolled and curled your tinted hair. Ruby, are you contemplating going out somewhere? The shadow on the wall tells me the sun is going down. Oh, Ruby, don't take your love to town. It wasn't me that started that old crazy Asian war, but I was proud to go and do my patriotic chore. And yes, it's true that I'm not the man I used to be. Oh, I still need some company. It's hard to love a man whose legs are bent and paralyzed. And the wants and the needs of a woman your age, Ruby, I realize. But it won't be long, I've heard them say, until I'm not around. Oh, Ruby, don't take your love to town. She's leaving now, 'cause I just heard the slamming of the door. The way I know I've heard it slam 100 times before. And if I could move, I'd get my gun and put her in the ground. Oh, Ruby, don't take your love to town. much and good night. We'll see you next year again, we hope. Thank you very much.
I was sitting in a roadhouse down on Highway 41. You wiping off the ketchup on a table that was done. I knew you didn't see me, I was in a corner booth. Of course you weren't my waitress, mine was missing her front tooth. So I flagged you down for coffee, but I couldn't say a thing. But I'm in love with you, baby, and I don't even know your name. I'm in love with you, baby, I don't even know your name. I've never been too good at all those sexual games. So maybe it's just better if we leave it this way. I'm in love with you, baby, and I don't even know your name. Oh, guitar. So I ordered straight tequila, a little courage in a shot. I asked you for a date and then I asked you all the night. I got a little wasted, went a little far, but I finally got to hug you and you helped me to my car. Last thing I remember, I heard myself saying, I'm in love with you, baby, and I don't even know your name. I'm in love with you, baby, I don't even know your name. I've never been too good at all those sexual games. Oh, maybe it's just better if we leave it this way. I'm in love with you, baby, and I don't even know your name. But still. The next thing I remember, I was hearing wedding bells. Standing by a woman in a long white lazy veil. I paid the bill, she smiled at me without her left front tooth. I said, where the hell am I and just who the hell are you? She said, I was your waitress and our last name's not the same, cause I'm married to you, baby, and I don't even know your name. Yeah, I'm married to a waitress, I don't even know her name. I've never been too good at all those sexual games. I never thought my love life would quite turn out this way. Yeah, I'm married to a waitress and I don't even know her name. Mark McClure on the fiddle.
Song's called More Than a Memory.
People say she's only in my head. It's gonna take time, but I'll forget. They say I need to get on with my life, but what they don't realize is when you're dialing 6 numbers just to hang up the phone, driving across town just to see if she's home, waking a friend in the dead of night just to hear him say it's gonna be alright. When you find the things to do not to fall asleep, 'cause you know she's waiting in your dreams, that's when she's more than a memory.
everything she ever wrote. Watched her words go up in smoke. Tore all the pictures off the wall. That ain't helping me. You're talking out loud, but nobody's there. You look like hell and you just don't care. You're drinking more than you ever drank. You're sinking down lower than you ever sank. When you find yourself falling down upon your knees, praying to God, begging Him please, that's when she, more than a memory. Oh, she's more. She's dialing her number just to hang up the phone. Drive across town just to see if she's home. Waking a friend in the dead of night. Give it to me! When you find the things to do not to fall asleep, 'cause you know she's waiting in your dreams. That's when she, more than a memory. People say she's only in my head. It's gonna take time, but I'll forget.
And he'll tell her he's working late again, but she knows too well there's something going on. She's been neglected and she needs a friend, so her trembling finger dials the telephone. Lord, it hurts her doing this again. He's the best friend that her husband ever knew. When she's lonely, he's more than just a friend. He's the one she longs to give her body to. Daytime friends and nighttime lovers, hoping no one else discovers where they go, what they do in their secret hideaway. Well, daytime friends and nighttime lovers, they don't want to hurt the other, so they love in the nighttime and shake hands in the light of day. And when it's over, there's no peace of mind, just a longing for the way things should have been. And she wonders why some men never find that a woman needs a lover and a friend. Daytime friends and nighttime lovers, hoping no one else discovers where they go or what they do in their secret hideaway. Well, daytime friends and nighttime lovers, they don't want to hurt the other, so they love in the nighttime and shake hands in the light of day. Daytime friends and nighttime lovers, hoping no one else discovers where they go or what they do in their secret hideaway. Well, daytime friends and nighttime lovers, they don't want to hurt the other, so they love in the nighttime and shake hands in the light of day. Daytime friends and nighttime lovers, hoping no one else discovers where they go or what they do in their secret hideaway. Well, daytime friends and nighttime lovers, they don't want to hurt the other, so they love in the nighttime and shake hands in the light of day.
I can hardly bear the sight of lipstick on the cigarettes there in the ashtray. Lying cold the way you left them, at least your lips caressed them while they passed. And a lip print on a half-filled cup of coffee that you poured and didn't drink. At least you thought you wanted it. It's so much more than I can say for me. But what a good year for the roses. Many blooms still linger there. Long could stand another moment. It's funny, I don't even care. When you turned and walked away, and as the door behind you closed, the only thing I know to say, it's been a good year for the roses. After 3 full years of marriage, it's the first time that we haven't made the bed. I guess the reason we're not talking, there's so little left to say we haven't said. Oh, a million thoughts go running through my mind. I find I haven't said a word. And from the bedroom, a familiar sound of our one baby's crying goes unheard. But what a good year for the roses. Many blooms still linger there. Long to stand another mowing. It's funny, I don't even care. When you turned and walked away, as the door behind you closes, the only thing I know to say, it's been a good year for the roses.
I went to work for her that summer, a teenage kid so far from home. She was a lonely widowed woman, hell-bent to make it on her own. We were 1,000 miles from nowhere, we feel just far as I could see. both needing something from each other, not knowing yet what that might be, till she came to me one evening, a hot cup of coffee and a smile, in a dress that I was certain she hadn't worn in quite a while. There was a difference in her laughter, there was a softness in her eye, and on the air there was a hunger even a boy can recognize. She had a need to feel the thunder, to chase the lightning from the sky, to watch the storm with all its wonder raging in her lover's eyes. She had to ride the heat of passion like a comet burning bright, rushing headlong in the wind now, where only dreams have been burning both ends of the night. That summer wind was all around me, nothing between us but the night. And when I told her that I never, she softly whispered, "That's alright." And then I watched her hands of leather turn to velvet in a touch. There's never been another summer when I have ever learned so much. We had a need to feel the thunder, to chase the lightning from the sky, to watch a storm with all its wonder raging in each other's eyes. We had to ride the heat of passion like a comet burning bright, rushing headlong in the wind now, where only dreams have been burning both ends of the night. Often think about that summer, the sweat, the moonlight, and the lace, and I have rarely held another when I haven't seen her face. And every time I pass a wheat field, I watch her dancing with the wind. Although I know it isn't real, I just can't help but feel her hungry arms again. She had a need to feel the thunder, to chase the lightning from the sky, to watch the storm with all its wonder raging in her lover's eyes. She had to ride the heat of passion like a comet burning bright, rushing headlong in the wind now, where only dreams have been burning both ends of the night. Rushing headlong in the wind now, where only dreams have been burning both ends of the night.
I was young, so was she. Life didn't stay a mystery for very long. We could do no wrong. Then she called, said she was late, so we took a little drive upstate and took care of that. Just took care of that. Now I'm looking back on some of my decisions. now that it's much too late to change. How a father could have held his son, if I could undo what's been done. I guess everyone is living with water and bridges. My old man had it tough, just like his daddy when he drank too much. He'd get me, take it out on me. So with angry words, I was gone, never even tried to go back home. The night he died, Mama said he apologized. Now I'm looking back at some of my decisions. Now that it's much too late to change. How a father could have held his son, if I could undo what's been done. I guess everyone is living with water and bridges. We could all go crazy from things that only time can know. I guess everyone is living with water and bridges. Water and bridges. Water.
Standing in the spotlight on such a perfect night, knowing that you're out there listening. And I remember one time when I was so afraid, I didn't think I had the courage to stand up on this stage. Then you reached into my heart and you found a melody. And if there ever was somebody who made me believe in me, it was you. It was you. It was your song that made me sing. It was your voice that gave me wings. And it was your light that shined, guiding my heart to find this place where I belong. It was your song. Every night I pray before the music starts to play that I'll do my best and I won't let you down. And for all the times I've stood here, this feeling feels brand new. And anytime I doubt myself, I think of you. 'Cause it was your song that made me sing. It was your voice that gave me wings. And it was your light that shined, guiding my heart to find this place where I belong. was your song that made me sing, but it was your voice that gave me wings, and it was your light that shined, guiding my heart to find this place where I belong. It was your song. It was your song. It's always been your song.
Where were you when the world stopped turning that September day? Were you in the yard with your wife and children working on some stage in L.A.? Did you stand there in shock at the sight of that black smoke rising against that blue sky? Did you shout out in anger and fear for your neighbor? Did you just sit down and cry? Did you weep for the children who lost their dear loved ones? Pray for the ones who don't know. Did you rejoice for the people who walk from the rubble? Sob for the ones left below. Did you burst out with pride for the red, white, and blue, and the heroes who died just doing what they do? Did you look up to heaven for some kind of answer? Look at yourself, what really matters. I'm just a singer of simple songs. I'm not a real political man. I watch CNN, but I'm not sure I can tell you the difference in Iraq and Iran. But I know Jesus and I talk to God, and I remember this when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are some good things He gave us. The greatest is love. Where were you when the world stopped turning on that September day? Teaching a class full of innocent children, driving down some cold interstate. Did you feel guilty as you're a survivor? In a crowded room, did you feel alone? Did you call up your mother and tell her you loved her? Did you dust off that Bible at home? Did you open your eyes, hope it never happened? Close your eyes and not go to sleep? Did you notice the sunset, first time in ages? Speak to some stranger on the street? Did you lay down at night and think of tomorrow? Go out and buy you a gun? Did you turn off that violent old movie you're watching? Turn on I Love Lucy reruns? Did you go to a church and hold hands with some stranger? Stand in line and give your own blood? Did you just stay home and cling tight to your family? Thank God you had somebody to love. I'm just a singer of simple songs. I'm not a real political man. I watch CNN, but I'm not sure I can tell you the difference in Iraq and Iran. But I know Jesus and I talk to God, and I remember this when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are things he gave us, the greatest is love. The greatest is love. The greatest is love. Where were you when the world stopped turning on that September day?